Shut that music off right now. Shut it off. Shut it the fuck off. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And shut this game off right now too. And shut this game off right now too. If you're a wrestling fan out there right now, you have got to be like really pissed off. You have to be really pissed off. Because what we saw yesterday, or tonight, sorry, what we saw tonight at WWE Hell in a Cell, especially the end, has to be one of the most, if not the most pathetic thing I have ever seen in my life. A disqualification in Hell in a Cell. Really? A disqualification in a match where it has none. Hell in a Cell. A match that has no rules, where you can only win by pinfall or submission. How in the fuck does that make any sense whatsoever? I literally don't get it. I literally don't. It boggles me. It boggles me. So it's like, let's talk about the main event a bit. I like how it was lit all red when, like, even when Bray Wyatt came out, it was like lit, the lighting was red, and it stayed like that throughout the match. I just feel bad for all the people in the arena, like in Sacramento, because they couldn't see like anything in there. But it was just like, it was kind of like pretty much showcasing pretty much Bray Wyatt's dominance. Like, Seth Rollins was trying to do all he can to try to take down the Fiend, like use every last resource that's around the ring. He tried to use like a steel chair, he tried to put Bray Wyatt through a table, and he tried to like use a kendo stick, and tried to use freaking curb stomp, a pedigree, to no avail. Bray Wyatt kicked out, or he like got up instantly, and nothing worked. Nothing worked. So when worst came to worst, Seth Rollins tried to murder the dude, but actually it was like they were murdering each other, because Bray Wyatt brought out a freaking Shao Kahn hammer of all things and tried to like break Seth Rollins' spine. And I think at one point Bray Wyatt did that like neck snap thing on Seth Rollins, and I thought like that was gonna be the end of the match, and it's like, well, Seth Rollins is dead. Bray Wyatt, here you go, the Universal Championship. Exactly, finish him. But anyway, we get to the end, and this is where things started getting really stupid. And Seth Rollins like grabs a chair, like he whacks Wyatt in the head with it. I believe I was watching that replay. I was watching it again. He hits Wyatt in the head with the chair. I can't recall if he pinned him or not, but it's like either that or like Seth Rollins was super paranoid that he went back to get a ladder, and then he buried Wyatt under the ladder, and then he hit him with the chair again, this time when Wyatt was in the ladder. And then this is where things started getting really stupid. Seth Rollins was just like pacing over the ring. He was like, oh, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? And then he decided to go for one last resource, which was the sledgehammer. And people in the arena were not reacting accordingly. Neither were Vic Joseph, Dio Madden, and Jerry Lawler. They were not reacting accordingly, because it's like, this is literally a reference to Triple H. It's like, oh, you got a sledgehammer. It's like, oh, okay. They were like, oh, okay, he's got a sledgehammer. So it was kind of like a callback to Triple H. And it's like, oh, Seth Rollins is trying to be the game, trying to finish the Fiend. But it's like, once he got that sledgehammer, he was like, kind of like getting emotional. He's kind of getting moody because the ref was stopping him from murdering the Fiend, and it was pretty it got pretty dumb from there. And Seth Rollins was just thinking about it. He was just sitting in the corner for a while, and then he just did his best to murder him. Literally freaking murder him. And then that's when people got pissed. The referee called the disqualification inside Hell in a Cell. It's like, this is even worse than last year when Brock Lesnar came out in the middle of a Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman and just kicked the ever-living shit out of them to cause a no contest. This is even worse. This is the worst finish that I've personally ever seen in a wrestling match. Because, yes, the Fiend looked very dominant, but at the same time, now he just looks kind of like what Bray Wyatt's been for the majority of his career. Just another guy now, especially now, because Seth Rollins just disqualified himself in a match where there's no disqualifications. Oh man, I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed at this ending. It's I had a feeling ever since this was announced, they advertised this in I think it was August or even September. No, I think it was August. August. That they're gonna do this match at Hell in a Cell, or whether it was Braun Strowman or Seth Rollins. And I thought, isn't this too soon for Bray Wyatt and his new character? And here we are 2 months later, and I think we got the answer to that question. So both Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt don't come out of this looking good. The Fiend kind of loses his aura. Well, actually, he loses a lot of it because he kind of looks pretty weak. Because everyone, even when he got up to attack Seth Rollins after the match was technically over, people were just too pissed to try to cheer for the man. And Seth Rollins, he's got that Roman Reigns nuclear heat now on him, and you can blame that on Seth. You can blame that on the stupidity of WWE creative. You can blame that on Vince. You can blame that on everyone in WWE. And tonight was just the worst of the worst. And for all of you ready to jump on the AEW bandwagon after tonight, I can't blame you one bit. I really can't. After we got a really bad finish with the WWE title match. Yes, we did get Cain Velasquez coming out afterwards, but look what it did to Kofi. Look what it did to Kofi. Kofi was pretty much a sacrificial limb to frickin' Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. And then look at tonight. We got a DQ finish in a match where it doesn't have it. Where does that tell you with WWE going forward? And now that they have the frickin' Fox deal, I don't especially Fox. It's dude, does Fox really give any shits about wrestling? It's it's all about the money. It's all about the money. I don't know. I just really don't know how to feel right now because I'm pissed. A lot of people are pissed. Everyone in Sacramento that went to see that show. Man, you really all shouldn't have gone to that show. You really shouldn't. Because it's especially for those that had to pay for those tickets, those ringside tickets. I feel bad for you. I really do. But I hope you got that collectible chair. Oh man. But I mean, I guess it wasn't all doom and gloom. I guess the only good match of the night was, surprisingly, the Tornado Tag Team match between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan going up against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. That was a pretty fun match, to be honest. It was like pretty much chaotic all around. It was like near the end. It was like I honestly thought. I always like think when like wrestlers are like clutching one of their body parts, like, oh, they're seriously hurt. That's just personally me. And I thought Roman hurt his like Achilles or his ACL or something after he hit Eric Rowan with the spear through the announce table, because he was like immediately clutching his his leg, but then you saw him limping after the match, and then Daniel Bryan, he's like falling down, like kept falling because he was clutching his neck. But anyway, it was a really fun match. Roman Reigns won the match. It was really fun. And then afterwards, it was kind of odd because Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan hug it out. I thought Daniel Bryan was gonna turn on Roman during or after the match, but I guess Daniel Bryan's gonna go back to being a face, which I feel like it's like Patrick Mahomes almost threw another interception. But anyway, I feel like Daniel Bryan should have stayed as a heel, because there's so much shortage on heels right now in WWE, and Daniel Bryan does so well as a heel. I mean, don't get me wrong, he does well as a babyface, but it's like it's been so long since we've seen heel Bryan, you know. But it is what it is. And what now of Eric Rowan and Luke Harper? It's like they lost, and we don't know what's gonna be next for them. We had the opening match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch in the Hell in a Cell match, which I personally thought should have been the main event. Even if all through all that overbooked BS like that the Universal title match had, I think that should have been the women's championship match should have been the main event, because I liked it. I liked it despite the result. I found it odd that Sasha Banks was crying like at the end, and I found it odd that Becky Lynch retained her title, because it's like false advertising, you know. It's like the draft is on Friday. I know there's still time for her to lose the title, but it's like at the same time, it's like, why retain the title when you know that Fox wants you, Becky? It's kind of weird, you know. It's kind of weird. It really is. But I guess that's WWE or USA really needs Becky Lynch in the women's division on Raw, or lack thereof. But I don't know how to feel for Sasha Banks, because someone pointed out that in big matches that Sasha Banks, she's kind of like Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman. She always loses. Someone pointed out she's 0 for 4 at WrestleMania. She's 0-2 in Hell in a Cell matches. She always has short title reigns. So it's like, and then I think she re-signed with WWE, so she had an extension. So, yikes. Big yikes for Sasha. But, well, I mean, if she's happy there, she's happy there. But personally, if I was Sasha right now, I would jump ship to AEW. Cause I would try to perform as the best, you know. But it is what it is. I don't know. I don't feel like talking about the rest of the card because everything in between the opening match and everything after Roman, everything after like the Tornado Tag Team match was nothing. It was really nothing. But another noticeable trend in following that Raw Women's Championship match inside Hell in a Cell was crying, because in the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which was kind of boring and predictable, Charlotte Flair won her 10th Women's Championship. I mean, when Charlotte not lose anything, you know? So Charlotte won her 10th Women's Championship against Bayley. She tapped her out again. I mean, that's new, isn't it? And then Bayley threw a hissy fit, like that's gonna matter. And then she started crying, in this prolonged like post-match thing. So she's crying. Oh man, you want some French cries with that? I'll go to Good Burger or something. But she's crying in the ring. People don't really care, and that's the problem with Bayley. You know, she turned heel like 2 weeks before Clash of Champions, and it's like she's still the same Bayley. You know, she's still doing the hugger thing. Like my friend Sam, like I like to give him credits here, that Bayley is still doing the whole hugger thing. That she still has the wacky inflatable arm flailing tube man thingies. That the only difference is that she's just doing it delayed. Now she's not doing it like to the tune of her entrance, you know. But anyway, it's like nothing's really changed about her character. She's still wearing all this colorful stuff around her. It's like, it's time to go emo, Bayley. It's time to go emo. Time to change it up, you know? And I still have firm belief that Bayley is gonna like change up her gimmick. Maybe as evidenced by tonight, maybe? Who knows? I still can't get over the stupid like ending to tonight. It's like, I don't even know if I can watch Raw tomorrow. Like, I don't even know if I can watch it when I get home, because it just feels empty, you know? It's like, I remember, like, I woke up this morning and I saw a poll that had a like, how will the Universal Championship Hell in a Cell match end tonight. They had pin, submission, but they also had disqualification. And I was like, wait, why is disqualification in this poll? A Hell in a Cell match can't end in a disqualification. But then they actually did it. They actually freaking did it. And I'm like, fucking hell. So I'm just going off on Twitter right now. Some people are like still pissed. Are still pissed at this ending. Fans are like, wow. Fans are we're still in the arena, like after the show, booing their displeasure for the show.
That's this number 331-0239. I'm sorry. 0239.
You know, every time I do these streams and do these recordings, I have a sign, and yet I still find a way to get interrupted. But anyway, this one comes from WWE Critic. Sorry, but that DQ finish to the Hell in a Cell was the dumbest shit. Yes, it was. The actual dumbest. People have fallen off the top of the cell and the match continued. Now a DQ becomes because Seth used a sledgehammer. Exactly. How in the hell does a Hell in a Cell match end in a DQ when there are no DQs. It doesn't make sense. Like, they were using weapons throughout the whole match, and it took them a good 20 minutes to end in a DQ when Seth used a sledgehammer. It could have ended at the 5-minute mark, or the 5 or 3 minute mark, when Seth tried to use a kendo stick on Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry. I really am. It's so stupid. It really is. AEW watching the Hell in a Cell finish, and it just shows a picture of Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks laughing. Live footage after the arena chanting refund. It's like, I want to see this.
Stupid man! A stupid man! Oh!
It was pretty much a gif or a video of Lois slapping Peter. It's like, Vince, I call that an ending. A success. Fans everywhere. And it's like a clip of Family Guy from like Lois slapping Peter. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like this tonight was really stupid. It's like the dumbest crap I've ever seen. And looks like the Chiefs are gonna lose their first game, barring a miracle from Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes looked like at times injured, but they're gonna kick Indianapolis is gonna kick a field goal, and they're not gonna get it off in time. Oh, they got it off in time, and straight through Vinatieri. Dang, 19-10, but they still Kansas City still got like 2.5 minutes. What'd y'all think? What do y'all think about that ending to Hell in a Cell? Or like the entire Hell in a Cell in general? I know some of you watched it, some of you didn't. I know certain people who didn't watch it for certain reasons. Yeah, just imagine like if Taker threw Mankind off Hell in a Cell like twice, and it ended in a DQ. It's so dumb. It was so dumb. Yeah, I was also surprised. Like, I'm still surprised that Becky won tonight, because it's like, I still find Becky repetitive as hell. But it's like, again, the whole like Fox ordeal, and she's on the cover of the Fox Studios in LA, like she's on the billboard, and it's like, is she gonna lose her title tomorrow so she can be drafted to SmackDown? What's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen here? Alright, I'm gonna read a few more tweets. I'm gonna try to read you guys a few more stuff before closing it off tonight, because I'm just like so mad right now. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Asuka and Kairi Sane like suddenly becoming heels, because like they had a women's tag team match tonight, and like in the end it was like Asuka went full Great Muta Tajiri, and get up, Mahomes. Man, Mahomes is like not running like he used to. And then Asuka went full Great Muta Tajiri, like she spitted green mist onto Nikki Cross, and she knocked her out after that, and they won the tag team titles. I was like, holy shit, that was kind of a surprise. But then it was like during that match they were like playing dirty a lot of the time. So like, are they heels now? And if Kairi Sane's the heel too, then it's kind of weird. It really is kind of weird. So, one last thing about Seth Rollins. It's like, oh dear. Oh dear. One last thing about Seth Rollins. Fans are clearly gonna hate him. They're gonna hate him to the bone. It's like, not because WWE's gonna try to make him cool. Well, actually, it is that. It's gonna be because WWE's gonna try to make him cool. WWE's gonna try to overbook Seth Rollins into all this dumb shit like tonight. It's because WWE wants to make Seth look strong, like they tried to do with Roman Reigns. And I don't see like any good end game in sight for Seth Rollins. I really feel like he's gonna suffer. And I really like Seth as a wrestler. I really do. I like Seth's wrestling ability. It's just that, oh boy, I just like don't like the situations he's in. It really sucks. It really does. But man, going forward, people are really gonna shit on Seth Rollins because he has no character. He has the wrestling ability, like really good wrestling ability, but people are gonna hate on him like it's freaking 2015 Roman Reigns. But anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. I'm just like so PO'd about this whole ending to Hell in a Cell. What did you guys think about Hell in a Cell? Leave all your final comments in the chat, and if you're watching the replay, leave them in the comments below about your thoughts about tonight's ending to Hell in a Cell and Hell in a Cell as a whole. I'm just like very pissed off, and I don't even know if I want to do the draft like reactions on Friday, because it's like, why does it matter now? Why does it matter? But anyway, leave a like, a dislike on this stream, this little short stream, and let's have a discussion on this ending. Alright, don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell, and all that good stuff. And always be delicious. I will see you all in the next video, and I am out.